Yeah, from the culture
to the courtroom.
This is truth uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. What's ready, B.I.B.? Ooh, Barbara wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
From the culture
To the courtroom.
This is truth uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. What's ready, B.I.B.? Ooh, Barbara wanna know. Ooh.
Ladies, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound of my voice. They said, we can't hear you. I know you can hear me. Come on. Stop playing. I know you can hear me. I'm going to wait for my mod to tell me they can hear me. Okay. That's good. All right, listen up. I know you're covering the content creators are covering the Nesto case and they're doing updates and everything. But this dropped in my mailbox within the last 10 minutes, and I just wanted to just put it out there. They say I'm echoing. I'm echoing? Okay, hold on. Am I echoing now? How about this? How's this? Am I echoing now? Say I'm echoing it. Okay, hold on. It's an echo chamber. How about now? Is it still echoing? Okay, hey. Okay, can we work through this? Can we work through this echo? That's all I need to know. Can we work through this echo? Can we work through it? Come on, Mars, stop typing quick. Type quick now. I want to make sure we can work through this echo. I want to make sure you guys can hear because I'm about to drop something on the screen. It's workable. Okay, it's the rocks. Okay, thank you. Okay, so listen up. So we know that the case involving Ernest Williams has lagged on for at least 4 years. But it may be lagging on a little longer now because of a apparent new filing by the defendant, and the judge has signed the order. The judge today has signed the order, and I'm going to bring it up here. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up here. So this came in about 10 minutes ago. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. So this is a certificate of immediate review. So the motion Ernest Williams filed, a defendant in the above-style case for suppressing the search of the vehicle, having been duly presented to the court on December 18th. You guys remember that? That was in 2024. And on August 11th of 2025, and said motion being denied on September 4th, 2025, is hereby certified that the decision and order denying defendant Ernest Williams' motion to suppress vehicle search is of such importance to this case that immediate review by an appellate court should be had. So what this says, ladies and gentlemen, is basically this case is not happening in April because now it may take another year. It may take another year because Ernest challenged the judge's ruling regarding the evidence that was found in the, was it a Ford? I know it was a pickup truck, in the pickup truck. So basically, this case is not happening. I don't think this case is going to happen this year because there are a lot of cases in Georgia that are up on appellate review. So, I mean, for those who are covering the case and those who believe this case will probably be settled, well, this has put another, I won't say a monkey wrench in the state's case, but a defendant and Ernest Williams has the right to fight this case because he believes that there were errors made in the judge's decision. That's Judge Eric Donaway. And the judge, he cited that in two hearings that was had in December of 2024 and in August of 2025, the evidence that was presented, and we heard it. I think even Shirley came in August. If I recall, Shirley Strawberry came in August. Well, apparently, Ernest wasn't happy about the decision. And now he's fighting back. And he wants a judge, a higher court, to render a decision that is contrary to what the lower court has decided. Now, the chances of that happening, if I was a betting man, it's tricky because there were some areas that his attorney made that could kind of sway a higher court. Now, we don't have the papers, we don't have the actual paperwork filed yet. They haven't filed it yet, but the judge is granting because in Georgia, the judge must first deny your motion, and then he can argue it at a higher court. Because had Judge Eric Donaway not made a decision on this, and this case is marked for trial ready, then it would definitely be, if the case went on without the judge allowing this case to go up to a higher court, that would probably be grounds for a mistrial as well. Well, in this case, the judge says, he's covering all bases. He's not denying Ernest Williams' right to have this the motion heard in a higher court. He's basically saying that, hey, this is your last in this particular motion option. He's going to grant the option. The option is, I want a higher court to hear this. Will a court hear it in 6 months? Maybe it'll take a year. But, there's a lot of cases that the court look at. They look at a lot of cases, and I think there's only 3 or 4 judges that hear these cases. So, and they had to file it. And they had to file it within, I believe, 30 days. They had to get the transcripts. They had to get, so much. They had to get the transcripts of both hearings. And then those transcripts will be sent up to the higher court, and they had to review everything. So, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Do you think that, this case will likely happen in 2026, or do you think this case will go on to 2027? I don't know. We have to see. And that was one of the filings. There was another filing came in. Apparently, there was another filing. There's probably there's another filing that the judge signed. It was another order the judge signed, and apparently it was some kind of it was an error in the paperwork, and the judge corrected that. So I don't think we're going to need to see that. Someone else may want to report on that, but it was just a few lines. This one's more significant because it now grants Ernest Williams the opportunity to have a high court hear to deny as it relates to the evidence that was found in the vehicle, because there's a lot of evidence in that vehicle, and a lot of that evidence in this case, and he has 2 indictments, but this is the case involving the RICO. But if the higher court finds that there's some a legitimate basis to exclude evidence, this would be the opportunity. This would actually be the opportunity. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is. We have another story. We may have a special guest on the show. I'm waiting for them to finish their show. And we're talking about this other case involving, well, it's not even in court yet, but it's involving content creator Corey Holcomb and the case, the allegations, that was made by Christina Payne. And that case hasn't entered to the courts yet. Well, actually, it did enter in courts because there was some TPOs filed and there was a police report filed. But quite honestly, it has a few interesting dynamics to the case. And I did see what Corey Holcomb said about TMZ, and he's actually going after TMZ because of them playing the video on the show, because this is what they do, and they have lawyers there. So I don't know how successful he'll be with that, but I wanted to bring someone in who has more intimate knowledge about this story. Hopefully I can get him on the phone. 1 second, stand by, guys. Guys, we're going to make that another live because I have to call them, and I don't want you guys to hang on here. But in any case, Eric Dunaway, Judge Eric Dunaway, has signed the order allowing this case to go up to a higher court. Had he not signed the order, this case would have been in limbo. Now, the question is, why did he sign the order earlier? Because I know that there was an appeal filed months ago. I don't know why the judge didn't sign the order. It's interesting why it took so long. This case is going to be dragging on. This guy may be sitting in jail for 5 or 6 years. He may be sitting in jail for a minute. Because then once it comes back down, it has to get back on the calendar. Once the case comes back to the Fulton County Courthouse, it must get on the calendar. And how long is that going to take? Who knows? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That is the update in this particular case. We have another case we're working on, and we'll talk about that when we return. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on our next live. Oh, stand by. Okay. So hold on a second. All right, so she says, hold on, let me just see here what she says. I don't see this, it's The Rock says, I don't see this case happening this year. Well, considering, we're fresh in the year, this case can happen I'm guessing maybe next August. I think this case will probably come maybe next August. I don't see this case happening no time soon. I'm gonna say next August. I'm definitely gonna, I'm not gonna, stop I would tell you guys not to put too much stock in this case being your main content, because this case is dragging on a long time. And I honestly think there's still going to be a plea deal. I still think there's going to be a plea deal. I mean, at the end of the day, how strong is this case? How strong is this case? And then what is the most, I mean, Ernest is what, 60? He's probably 60, what, 61? It says Sonya's going to leave him. I don't think Sonya's going to leave him. I don't think Sonya's going to leave him. I don't know. I don't think she's going to leave him. She's been a ride or die. But some of you guys may leave him. Some of you guys may not. I'm still scratching my head because he's a one-man RICO case, and the risk, and I hate to say this, the risk of cases going this long is people's memory are faded. You lose witnesses. People, die. They move. So the longer a case stays on the docket, the weaker the case is, and that's to the sometimes to the detriment of the defendant, because what if this case, the evidence that will be presented at trial can show that this guy is innocent, then he has sat in for 6 years or 5 years or 4 years, and he turns out to get an acquittal in his case. So that's the problem with cases that are on the docket for so long. He gets his day in court, but the question is, when is that day? When is that day going to happen where he can actually confront his accusers? And some of you will say, well, hey, he was charged, and there's a presumption of, some would say there's a presumption of guilt, but there's always a presumption of innocence. But the fact that he's in there for 4 years, it doesn't bode well for fair justice, because a lot, some of you will say, well, hey, he might have actually did all this, but we don't know that yet. We can speculate based on the evidence and some of the testimony, but in the end, what will a jury of 12 believe? And why is District Attorney Fannie Willis not trying to get this case off of the docket? Because she ultimately, and her office ultimately, can get this case concluded. Because what are they really asking for? They want a predicate on this guy. What are they really asking for? Now the other case that he was indicted on, how soon will that case move forward? Because this appeal that he's asking for is only pertaining to this RICO case and not the other indictment that he has. So will that case move quicker through the docket than this case? Because at the end of the day, these cases are mutually exclusive. That's why I think they're both, they got to be dealt with separately. Because what if this case doesn't go forward right away and they go for the other case and they bring in some evidence that is kind of connected to this case? Like, they can't really move forward because they need to have the laptop. If I'm correct, they need to have the laptop that was found in the vehicle. They need to be able to use that to move forward in the other case. It's a tricky situation. Right, someone's riding, he's 61 years old. Ride and dies have their breaking point. This is a long time. Someone, contributing, dedicating their life to this case. This is actually, if I can recall, one of the longest cases on the docket that I ever followed. I mean, I'm trying to think of any case that would have lasted this long. Nothing really comes to memory on any case I've covered that lasted this long. And then think about the money that this case is costing the county. And the county's already strapped for cash, and they got to figure out how to come up with the money that's owed to President Trump, attorneys, and these other attorneys that defended their clients in the other RICO case that went pretty bad for the county, pretty bad. So we have to see. We have to see. Guys, make sure you have your notifications turned on because I'm hoping to get this very special guest on the show. Hold on a second here. Let me see something. Oh, guys, I got this very intense microphone, and I want to be able to put another mic on because you guys have echoing here. Okay. All right, guys, so just turn your notifications on and watch the timeline. With that, I'll see you guys in my next live.
Yeah, from the culture
to the courtroom.
This is true fun cut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover.